Welcome everyone to the Sports Hit List. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to our YouTube show, the best sports show on YouTube. I am your host, Carl Coulange, and I'm joined alongside my panel for today, Greg Polius.
How you doing, Carl?
I'm good, man. Ziggy.
What's going on, man?
Anthony.
What's going on,
shake your
sir?
hand. You got the Laker hat.
It's all
over
good.
here.
It's all good. Nobody wants to shake your hand anyway.
How you guys been? It's been a while. It's been almost 6 months since we did the show. How you guys been?
Man.
It's been 6 months?
I think so. Hey, last
Going
show
through withdrawal over here,
Wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
How you been? Good?
Good, can't complain.
All right. How you been?
Good, man. I'm just glad to be back, ready to, talk some sports. Ready to go in.
Ready to go in?
Ready to go in.
Pause.
Good. No Odell. No.
There it is.
All right,
Yeah.
so I figured today's show we could sit down and reflect on the year that was 2015. So when you think about 2015, what do you think what's the moment that you would say that stands out? There are a lot of moments in this year. So I'm gonna say something. If you love it, we'll talk about it. If you hate it, we won't talk about it. All right. The New York Mets.
Love it.
Love it.
Hate it, love it.
Don't have any
Indifferent.
feelings for it.
Okay, so being from New York, and seeing, since you don't really watch baseball, but being from New York and seeing the atmosphere, was there any feeling towards it for you? Or
Yeah, actually, I did. I loved it.
You loved it.
Yeah, because it was like, the Mets fans finally got their chance to get back at the Yankees, stab a little bit, things like that. And this is finally the time because, truthfully, I thought the Mets were going to be the Mets and they were going to start off first place everything and then the second half of the season not even make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I just want to throw it out there that I said this on the initial show. Talking
The
about
Sports
the
Hit List show, which you can check out on YouTube, by
Yes,
the way, the MLB
that,
show we did in April.
I said all the Mets need to do is pitch well and not hit that much, but
Your thoughts on the Mets?
Man, it was a great feeling. I mean, the last time I seen the Mets in the playoffs was 2006. Going
that was
that far.
rough.
Oh, we all remember Carlos Beltran's no
Yeah,
look.
I can't. Let me not even go there because Greg, educated me on that, so I'm just leaving it alone. But it was just so cool to see that, all of New York was together going for the Mets, and it's unfortunate that they didn't, go through all the way. But hopefully, the season upcoming, they can make a little bit more noise and hopefully get it done.
Right. Okay, so 2015. What else did we have this year? We had the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl.
cheaters.
Loved it or hated it?
Cheaters.
Hate
Hate
it.
it.
Hate it. So we're not going to talk about it.
Nah,
And actually, no. They did not win the Super Bowl. Pete Carroll lost the Super Bowl. That's
there are
just it.
people that, like my brother, who
He lost the
defends
Super
that
Bowl.
play, said it's the
Throw him a
right
shout out,
call.
at least.
Yeah, Garrison, I know. I mean,
Lost the Super
you've
Bowl.
been wrong most of the time, so I was just gonna throw this on your plate as well.
Yeah.
But he said vehemently that it was the right call. But in that situation, regardless of how Marshawn Lynch is in goal line situations statistically, he's still one of the best backs in football. You have 3 shots to give it to him. Now you don't have that opportunity anymore, and you have those clowns up in New England, those fake, phony frauds of fans.
He's just saying that because he's a Jets
It
fan.
don't matter.
No,
I'm a Giants fan. I don't like
there are
them.
New England fans that don't even know who the quarterback before Brady was. How can I respect that?
Drew Bledsoe?
You know how that goes.
My man.
It was Bledsoe.
Now,
Okay.
how did he
Okay.
become the quarterback?
Okay, all right. So we hate it. We're not going to dwell on it. All right. The Golden State Warriors. Loved it or hate it?
Love it.
I loved it. I loved it.
I loved it.
I loved it. I loved it because it was different. If you look at the span of the NBA since the Jordan era, the Lakers and the Spurs, I believe, won how many titles? It was like
I think it's Spurs. were like,
Since
Jordan
the
retired,
Lakers,
the
well,
Lakers-
that's 5
the Lakers
and 5.
won
That's 10.
10 championships. And then you have Detroit got one in, Boston got one in, Mavericks got one in, and Miami
Mine
got in
got
3.
two.
Miami,
Two.
Miami got, no, they got in 3 after
Three?
Yeah, 06,
Jordan,
12.
Okay, I forgot about 06.
Right, so
Yeah.
it was different to see a different team. Get it. But the problem I have with it is that everyone's talking like, well, if the Spurs were healthy and, the Clippers did this, and if the matchups, and if the Spurs hadn't lost the final game against the Pelicans, they would have been able to win the championship. So I think it kind of is a detriment to their success, and we shouldn't look at it like, hey, whoever was in front of them is who they played.
I
That's
agree
how I
with
see
you.
it.
I agree with you. I mean, there's always going to be those what ifs, no matter what. But the fact of the matter remains is they played who was put in front of them, and they beat them.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
it.
And that's the way I see it, basically. Like, and the thing was with everybody is because when you look at them, there's nothing generic about there's not either the superstar guard with the other wing, even though at the time they didn't see Clay and Steph as the 2 superstars on the team, but they are stars and superstars as they prove. And then you have You end up Iggy.
Draymond,
Iggy ends up. Draymond is like their center.
Draymond's their
You know what I
motor.
mean? Yeah,
Draymond
and then
keeps them going.
Iggy
This
ends
year
up winning
he is,
MVP.
Not last year. I
So
wouldn't say last year. This year.
Nothing looks like how it's supposed to go. So everything about it, everybody's trying to wonder how did it happen. So it's like, oh well, brush it under the rug, and it's because of the injuries, it's because of this, but they won.
To be honest
Fact
with you,
is they won.
The thing that people forget is you build through the draft. There's no other way. There are some quick fixes. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
Draymond Green was drafted. Klay Thompson was drafted.
Hope the Knicks
Steph Curry was drafted. Festus Ezeli was drafted. I mean, you got.
But
Iggy,
with that,
you
it
get
also
your
takes
pieces
time
too.
to develop these players. Because
Right.
how long has Steph and Clay been in the league? It's
True.
not something that happens overnight.
But
Golden State was patient in their rebuilding
it
process.
goes back to what I always said, it takes a smart organization.
What are your thoughts on the Warriors? I didn't get your opinion.
Man, I just love what they're doing right now. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. It's just amazing to watch them play. I'm the kind of dude that I love the passing mentality that they have going on, like Spurs, Hawks basketball. And it's just so cool to see them play every night. Every night I'm just glued to the TV watching them play if I can.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton fan since before he was in the league.
You saying that? You sure?
I have his white Auburn SEC title jersey.
Okay, all right. I believe you. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
I love it
Because?
because of everything about it. You know what I mean? He's leading his team. He's a guy who was under too much scrutiny, if you ask me, over pretty much nothing. A guy that I feel they try not to give a chance. You know what I mean? They're just waiting for that one
Waiting to
opportunity
fail.
to say that he's not what he is, which is an elite quarterback.
I grew up coming in. I was never a big Cam Newton fan. I thought he was just a big crybaby, a big sore loser at times.
Because that's what the media portrayed him
Not
as.
portrait. That's what I saw. When I saw him, he's sitting there pouting, and when he's scoring, he's just
That's
dancing
passion.
away and all of that. Well, you can say all of that.
He was young, too.
But now, I really hope he wins the Super Bowl. I just really hope he wins the Super Bowl so he can just shut everybody up, because it's really ridiculous that a guy like him, who's so fun-loving and giving football out to kids and stuff like that, you have, who's the guy from Kansas City?
Travis Kelce.
Doing whatever these dances they're doing nowadays. Cam Newton's being scrutinized for every little thing, and nobody else is going after anybody else. I don't know what it is, but I just honestly hope he wins the Super Bowl and just shuts everybody up. I hope he win a couple of them, too.
So to wrap up the segment, the only other way to leave it is, unfortunately, is Kobe Bean Bryant. I don't want to say it. So, Kobe Bryant, love it or hate it, he announced his retirement.
As much as it pains me to say this, because most of you don't know, I'm not a Kobe Bryant fan. Fan of his accomplishments, whatever. But outside, I could care less for him. But the game of basketball is losing a great competitor.
Yeah, it's
Jesus
He's
Christ,
gaining a few.
that was hard.
okay. Zig,
Did a good job. Good job.
I've been watching Kobe since I was 10 years old. So to see him finally retire, it just hit me that I'm getting old myself, you know what I mean? And like you just said, we're losing a great player, a great champion. He's gonna be a legend. He is a legend. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. It's just sad to see him go. Once
I see
he
a little
leaves,
twinkle in your eye.
a little bit.
A little twinkle in your eye.
You see Kobe going out, then you start thinking, damn, soon it's going to be Tim Duncan, then it's going to be Kevin Garnett, then it's going to be Paul Pierce, and then it's just like, wow, that
Paul Pierce
era
should
is...
have been gone.
Well, yeah.
First of all, do you have any legends of this decade? Do the Knicks have any legends of this decade?
We're not talking about this right now. Why are you deflecting? Why are you deflecting, bro? We're not
Oh,
talking
you done
about
started
this.
him up, man.
We're not talking
Don't talk about his Paul Pierce, man.
Come on,
Don't
man.
do it.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna let you have the floor since he's your guy.
No
I
problem.
feel like I hated Kobe, and I remember that '96 draft. Like I've been watching ball since I was about 8 years old. So it goes back to what you said. Like I got a little teary-eyed, just a little bit. I mean, here's a guy I've grown to hate over the years, and because he was so good. And for some reason, the guys who have been so good, I've just grown to hate them.
Which is understandable if they're not on your team.
So it's like now that he's going, he announced it. I was kind of like, wait, really? Like this is it? And sometimes you don't remember all the years because they go by so quick.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have watched Kobe since he was coming off the bench, but it kind of doesn't. I don't remember it, and that goes with anything in watching sports. I'm trying to remember just the highlights of Kobe and
Way back
way
when,
back.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to say wow, he's gone, but it's just like Greg said, you appreciate greatness, and Kobe's that one player that no matter what, and he said one thing that I always remember, and that's why I frown upon players who go to the bench and then they sit. Kobe said, I think about the little kid who's come to pay to see me. Like if I got a broken finger, I'm playing. And when someone says that, that's like, yeah, like you LeBron, LeBron, you know, like yeah, like so. I think because of that, because you know he played. If you knew he couldn't play, you know Kirby's really hurt. Like that's when you know he's really hurt. And I think to him, like that's the one thing I will miss. And I think players of today don't understand that. Floor is yours.
Well, everything's pretty much already been said, but of course, you know, to me, I'm a diehard Laker fan, so it's been a good and not so good year so far in the aspect of, you know, I'm glad to see him go on his feet. You know what I mean? I hope he stay healthy and things like that, but of course, you just don't want to see him go. But got to move on.
I see that twinkle in his eye
Time for
too.
time for the next shot. I shed my tears already. I've shed my tears already. It's over. I understand. He had a great career. Legend, greatest Laker of all time. He took over my man Magic's spot.
That's debatable.
It's not debatable. It's solid. It's solidified. There's nothing really to talk about. You can throw your qualifiers out there, but you look at the papers, you look at the numbers, you look at anything you want to look at. Everything spells that he's the greatest Laker, not the greatest player to ever play for the Lakers. I guess if you think that's what I'm saying, but the greatest Laker. He did the most for the Lakers. And there's
Well, on that note, it's going to cause a debate.
I think we're going to have another show for that.
We're going to take. It's going to cause a debate.
20 years.
We're going to cause. I can name a lot of great Lakers that were great. That you
again.
that
Did the most
for the Lakers. There's a lot of players who didn't even play that did great stuff for the Lakers. There are people who didn't play.
Anyway,
Robert Horry.
You can try to qualify it. Are they players?
Other people who are not players did stuff
Again,
for the Lakers.
the
So
greatest
player,
the greatest Laker player to ever put on.
I disagree.
But you
I
said
disagree.
he doesn't have to be a player.
There's nothing to disagree about.
I'm getting the wrap-up
There's
signal
nothing to disagree about.
from our producers. But that'll do it here for the Sports Hit List. We'd like to wish everyone a happy new year, and hopefully we'll have a lot more memories for 2016 like we did for 2015. Please continue to watch our show. Log on to YouTube to subscribe to the Sports Hit List. Log on to Facebook, like us there. Log on to Instagram, Twitter. We have it all. WordPress. We'll see you next time.